Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. It is Dr. Kelly Diane, and welcome again to my YouTube channel. And so, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait to see if anyone comes on. If not, I am just going to answer some questions in a few moments that I have been emailed about. And we can go over those really quickly. Tonight, I am only going to be live for 30 minutes because the last live that I did was quite effective. And so I figured I would come back right before the holiday season and do another one. And so I'm going to wait just a few moments to see if anyone logs on to go over any additional questions you may have had from your last question answer session that we did on if you missed it, the last session that we did was on Saturday, I believe at 7. I believe it was at 7 o'clock. Anyway, you can find it here under the last live video that I recorded. I believe it was on Saturday, and it was a live question and answer session as well. And we had quite a few very important questions, I believe, that really could help you. So if you have an opportunity, go back and watch that video. It was a little bit over an hour. And so we had some great dialogue. So if you're interested in that, once again, go back to that that one. And so tonight, what I've decided to do was, once again, as I said, answer some questions, but also leave some good information with you as well. And I'm thinking it is right before the holiday. And those of you who followed me, I posted a video maybe about a month ago about the narcissist and the holiday. I think it was around Thanksgiving time. So I posted a video about narcissists and the holidays, and hopefully you guys have gone back and looked at that and gotten some information from that as well. So let's talk about the narcissist and the holiday until someone signs on and perhaps answer a question or two. If not, what I'm going to do is just go with the flow, let the energy continue to flow, and I'll ask the questions that I have been emailed about. And so the narcissist and the holidays, guys, it's Christmas time. It's New Year's Eve time, perhaps some birthdays, perhaps some children's birthdays, children that you guys may have shared together or may actually share together. And so what I want to do is, for those of you who have gotten out of the narcissistic relationship, those of you who are recovering, or those of you who are trying to get out of the narcissistic relationship, understand that it is narcissistic hoovering time. It is the time of the year. You know how they say it's the most wonderful time of the year? It is the most narciful time of the year, okay? These narcs are out here narking. They're coming for you. They're going to come for you. They're going to do what I call, or what we call, or what it has been the terminology for it is narcissistic hoovering, right? That is when they hoover. In other words, guess what, guys? They're probably going to come back. They're probably going to wiggle their way into your life again, right? They're going. It is just the method of the beast. It is the method of these demonic people. Hi, JC. How are you? It is the method of these demonic people is to find a way to find the smallest little opening they can to get back in, right? It's holiday time. So what are they going to do? They know that more than likely, if you've just broken up with them, or or even if it's been a couple of months, perhaps even a year, they know that holiday time is the time in which a lot of people want to be with their significant other. They know that you're probably lonely. They know that you're probably looking for closure if you've just broken up. They perhaps you have children together. It could be quite a few of a dynamic, right? That's going on with you guys. And so what they're going to do right now is they're going to find a way back in. Trust me, they're going to try to find a way back in. If you do not have your boundaries up, they're going to find their way back in. So what are they going to do? What they're going to do is probably text you, the good old text message, right? I miss my children. I haven't seen my children. When can I see my kids? You know, it's holiday time, it's holiday season, and the children want to see me. I apologize, guys, because I see the internet is lagging a little bit here. So just hang with me for a little bit. But yeah, they're going to use that. They're going to say, when can I see the kids? You need help with the kids. We got to set a good example for the kids. The children need their dad or their mom around. They're going to do that, right? They're going to use the children. That is the perfect opportunity, is to use the children to get back into your life. They know that and you know that the relationship has been toxic for a very long time, that it has been bad for a very long time, and that probably perhaps the entire year they have been nowhere to be found. That narcissist has been nowhere to be found. And all of a sudden now they want to pop back into their life and be that parent, right? To be that perfect parent. Well, what's not going to happen is, one, they're not going to be the perfect parent, but yes, they are using that as an opportunity, one, to make you feel bad as a parent, and two, to get back into your life to see what's going on with you, and not only to see what's going on with you, but as an opportunity to draw you back in. That is what they want to do. They want to draw you back into their little nest of demonic activity. So someone that says, what's the safest way to end the relationship? And so, yeah, I will be talking about that. Thank you for that question, JC. So I'll be talking about that as well, because ending narcissistic relationships can be very dangerous. They can be very dangerous. But one, they only end if you end them. The narcissist is never going to end a relationship. And so I was going to circle back on that, because what I wanted to do was talk about the narcissist and closure. So though they've come back into your life to pretend to be that perfect daddy for the relationship for the holiday, it's because they haven't given closure. And you wonder why they don't give you closure. Narcissists do not give you closure. They're never going to give you closure. And one of the problems is that us being emotional people, we seek closure. We want to know what happened. We want to know, where did we go wrong? We want to know what happened, because remember, we are on this roller coaster ride of these amazing emotions. And next thing you know, you're getting slammed against the wall and you don't know how you hit that wall or even saw the wall coming. And so what happens is that like I said in my previous videos, they've discarded you and they've moved on to the next person, right? But they're not going to give you closure. They're absolutely not going to say, let's have a conversation about what happened. Now, what could happen is that you could seek them for closure, which I never, ever suggest, ever do I suggest seeking a narcissist for closure, because they're not going to give it. Two, that's just a way for them to triangulate you back into the relationship, right? And control and manipulate you and to get into your head, because they know you're emotional and they want to bring you back into the relationship. And so I never suggest that. Never seek closure from the person that tried to destroy you. The safest thing to do is to do that closure yourself. Find the closure within yourself. And so someone said, what is the safest way to end the relationship? So the safest way to end the relationship with a narcissist is to absolutely go no contact. No contact. No contact. What does no contact mean? No contact means exactly what it is. No contact. It doesn't mean no contact sometimes. It doesn't mean no contact if. It doesn't mean no contact when you feel like it, or when you feel better, or when you think the relationship is over. It means no contact. So no contact, what does it look like? No contact means that you block that narcissist on every way that you can from getting to you. Because as I always tell people, if he can get to your head, he can get to your heart. And so you have to get him out your head, which means that you have to change your phone number. You have to block him on all social media. You have to, if you have children, find a way that he can get the children. You can have a third party involved, where you can have a safe place to meet him, probably something written in your divorce contract or a custody contract, where you don't have to see this narcissist when you drop the children off. Or if there's a way for him that he has to communicate with you, you have a third party involved, so he can communicate with that person can communicate to you, someone that you trust, not someone that he has picked. And so it's very hard, because this narcissist, as I said in my other videos, and probably quite a few of them, if not all, that the narcissist sees you as an object, and they do not believe that you can ever get away from them and that you always belong. They, in their mind, in their delusional thinking, their fantasy world, you always belong to them, right? You're not allowed to be your own person. He doesn't see you as an individual person. He sees you as a part of him. He may even say that you're an extension of who I am, because they really believe that. And so an extension of who they are, they don't think that you should think independently. No more than I think my arms should operate independently of what my thoughts are. So they think that you are an extension of them, which means the way they move is the way you move. The way they think is the way you think, the way you're supposed to think. And so when you discard them, that dismantles their delusion about who they are. Because if you discard a narcissist, the first thing they think is, okay, I'm not who I have fantasized myself to be, which is that perfect person, right? So if you leave, one, you're going to cause narcissistic wounding, which is that abandonment wound that they all have, that rejection, that humiliation wound, which most of us have that in us, but we've dealt with the issues of those woundings, but the narcissist has not. And so when you discard them, you send them into a narcissistic wounding, and then they come after you. Now, with that being said, no, it is not safe to stay in a relationship. And I still, once again, encourage you to leave a relationship, because that specific relationship, the person is only going to further destroy you and demolish you, because they are body snatchers, and they come in to kill, steal, and destroy. Like I said, like the Bible says, they're demonic people. And so when you discard them, or if they discard you, just stay away. It doesn't matter who does what. You just stay away. If you discard him, great. That is fantastic. Get away and stay away. Do not go back. If he discards you, do not go back and beg for closure. Do not go back seeking the answers, because they're not going to ever give you the answer. It's a part of their control to bring you back in. So basically, I should have a game plan before I fully commit to leaving this scary individual. Absolutely. So I would always suggest that before you leave any type of toxic, abusive relationship, and that's what it is, that you have a game plan in place. You have a plan to escape, a plan to leave. You have a safe place to go to. You've let people that you trust know about what you're doing and your plan, but make sure they're not on the side with the narcissist, because the narcissist has a way of going behind your back and becoming friends with your friends and some of your family members, so that they can become flying monkeys. And I have to do a video on that one. I think that'll be the next one when I do live. And so what they would do is they become friends with those people, so they can always keep track of you. And so if you call yourself giving information to them, to that person that's the flying monkey, that's a family member or friend of yours that the narcissist has befriended, they're going to go back and tell the narcissist. And I spoke of this in the last video when I talked about what's love got to do with it. If you've seen Ike and Tina, Ike basically made Tina's mother the flying monkey, because every time Tina went to her for safety to tell her what her plan was and what she was going to do, because that was the only person she really had and she trusted, her mother went back and told Ike. And so when Tina thought she was safe and leaving and going to the bus station to go to her mom's house, who showed up? But Ike, because he knew where she was going, because all he'd do was pick up the mom, and who he had befriended and made pretend like he was this great person to the mother. And so he had the mom hoodwinked. He got the information from mom, and then so of course he went back to get her. And so of course at that point I'm thinking Tina had no choice. She felt like she couldn't leave. She had nowhere to go, because there was no one that she could turn to and no one could tell. She could tell and nobody believed her, because her mom kept telling her to go back. You need to go back. He's a great man, you know. So you absolutely have to have a plan. If that means to get your therapist or your psychiatrist, someone that is safe, somebody is neutral, someone who is well-versed in narcissistic personality disorder, you have to let them know. In my case, I actually did. I got I had a family member involved. I had lawyers involved. I let them know what was going on, what I thought perhaps was going to happen. And if something happened, this is probably who did it, because this is what my plan is. And if I decide to execute this plan, I let my children know. I let people who I knew that had my back was going to protect me. So you have to be very careful about who you confide in. Trust me, it is never going to be a friend of the narcissist, though. Don't tell them. I don't care how friendly they appear to be. And maybe they are, but I wouldn't do that. That wouldn't be the road I would take. I would definitely find someone neutral, a lawyer, your lawyer. You know, most of us have lawyers around somewhere. A best friend of yours who has shown themselves to be loyal and proved themselves to be loyal over the years that you can trust. I have several best friends who I trusted and trust with my life. And of course, they were there for me as well. So yes, absolutely have a plan written down. I suggest take that plan, email it. I emailed my plan out to several people so they knew what was going on. They knew all along what was going on. But I knew that I had to make a safe exit in one of my situations, because I felt like my life was in danger. And so I had to let them know my life was in danger. And this is what the plan was. And I thank God that now, you know, that I'm alive and I'm fine to tell about it. But it was pretty scary at the time. So yes, that is absolutely 100%. You absolutely have to have a plan, because a lot of times what happens when we're leaving the narcissist, we're very emotional people. We're very emotional. We're broken down. We're upset. and we're acting sheerly out of out of our heart, out of our emotions, and not too logical. And so we may make some choices at the time that just not smart choices. Let's say that, which is, like I said, you might call someone that he knows and go stay with somebody he knows. Not smart. You have to have that plan so that when you're acting illogical, you can talk to your best friend or whoever it is, so they can shake you up and bring you back down to earth and tell you, hey, this is what you need to do. Remember, we went over this plan. I need you to get together. I need you to get together. I understand. I hear you. I need you to get together. And the worst thing about this narcissism and these toxic relationships is that during the years or during the time we're with them, we have lost hope. We have lost self-esteem because no one believes us. They only believe what the narcissist has shown them. They don't believe that this person is who it is. And so and once again, they've isolated you sometimes. And so you don't have your best friends around anymore. They've talked you into turning against your best friend, right? They've gotten in your ear to make you think your best friend is not your best friend. And so at that time you have no one to trust. And so it's important that you maintain those relationships with your friends and your family members, because you're going to need them. You're going to need them when it's time to get out of this relationship and move on. You're going to need a tribe of people. And so that's why I started this YouTube channel, simply because you need a tribe. You need to have a safe place to come to, a safe place to talk to someone. You need to have a life coach, a therapist, someone who you can talk to, because we're here. We're out here. And as I've told my story before, and I've written about my story, I am a survivor. And so I've taken that experience and turned it into a passion to help others, to let them know that we're here. It was a very long road for me, very long road for me, very lonely road for me. It was scary. It was really confusing. And I called myself being a pretty smart lady, but you fall in love and your heart takes over, and they say love is a deaf, dumb, and blind. So I guess in that case, I can say that's what happened, but thank God I'm here to tell you guys about it. So someone said, do you think narcissists hang around each other? Yes, absolutely. Yes. Those would be a lot of times the flying monkeys, right? I know of scenarios where the flying monkeys, which are, the narcissist friends, if you want to call them friends, and they're all sleeping together. They're all sleeping together. They're all in cahoots together. Because if you are a person that the narcissist is after, well, actually, they're always after you because of what you got. In my scenario, the narcissist planned with the other person that he was sleeping with to probably get rid of me so they can give that person what it is that I had. So yes, they are in cahoots together. They're demonic. These are people who do not have boundaries. They don't have empathy. And so a person without boundaries, and they also don't respect your boundaries, they don't have empathy. And so they're going to do anything. They are liable to do anything. Yes, they do kill you. Yes, they do steal from you. Yes, they do commit identity fraud. Yes, they do violate your children. They do anything. They have no boundaries. They don't care because they believe that they are God. They don't believe in a God. They believe that they are the God. And they believe that it's nobody of nothing. There is no higher authority. So when a person doesn't have that type of connection to their soul, that person will do and commit anything. And someone said, right, I always ended up the one blamed for everything when I did nothing. Yeah, oh yeah, they definitely, the one thing you'll notice with a narcissist is even when they come to you in a relationship, it was always the other person's fault. Always. I don't care if they had 25 relationships. It's always that person and me, that person did this, that person did that, that person did that. And listen, we all have stories where we've been the victim, right? But at some point you have to ask, what part did you play? So if you ask a narcissist, well, what part did you play? Oh, it wasn't me. I'm telling you, it was, they never, and listen, there's, I've been in relationships. And I can say in each relationship, I played some part to the relationship, be it that I've chose the wrong person, or I just didn't pay attention to red flags, or I just didn't love myself enough and I got entangled in these relationships, whatever. I can own that. But a narcissist is never going to tell you that. They're never. It's always what somebody else did to them and what they did to sustain the relationship, and they just got tired and just didn't work. And so they ultimately found the love of their life, which is you at this point. It's all hogwash. It is all hogwash. Like I said before, the other person is always the story that they tell you about what happened is generally what they did. They're never going to say, well, they cheated on me and I did this. They're only going to tell you a portion of the story. It's like they only remember And it's not that they remember, they really lying, but then again, in their delusional world, maybe they only do remember that because they only going to tell you one thing. And it's like they have memory loss for the rest of the story. And they'll do that to you as well. So when you're in a relationship, it's called gaslighting. They would do something. And then after they do it, and you're like, but you did such and such and such. And, and they're going to say, well, I didn't do that. You made me do such and such and such and such. And had you not did this, that, and other, and you stand there like, are you serious? That's not what happened. That's not what happened. You don't remember that you did this and it led to that. They will never, ever, ever. They're going to say, I don't remember, or no, I don't think that happened. No, you're crazy. And they love to call you crazy. That is the number one thing they will say, that you are crazy. And then they're going to tell the new supplier, the new person that they're dating, that you were crazy. She was crazy. She was controlling. She was crazy. She would do stuff to me to make me think I was crazy. They flipped the whole scenario over to the new supplier, because remember, they have to sell a good story. So no one is going to go in. The reasonably healthy person is going to say, well, it just didn't work out. We didn't get along. I was too controlling and he was too controlling. Our personalities just clash and we was just not going to make it. They're never going to say that. They're going to say that you were too controlling and they were the submissive one and they did everything they could to make you happy. And so they could not make you happy. And so now they found someone like you who is the love of their life. It is a whole bunch of hogwash. These people are amazing. So with a few minutes left, let's very quickly, let me talk about some of the things that you may be doing wrong when you are discarded by the narcissist, or you discard a narcissist. And this is big, guys. This is really big. And I think I spoke about this earlier when JC asked me, they said about closure. Listen, you seek closure. That is the number one thing you should not do during a discard from a narcissist, or you discarding them. Do not go back and look for the answer why. Because one, they're going to pull you back into the relationship. That's their excuse to get you back into the relationship. And they're going to lie to you, and they're not going to give you an answer. But they will future fake you, which means they will say, hey, let's meet on such and such time at such and such date so we can talk about it. I know you deserve an explanation. I know you don't know what happened. Let's meet and talk about it on June 2nd at 5 o'clock. And you know what happened at June 2nd at 5 o'clock? They're not going to be there. They are absolutely not going to be there, because of the fact that they know that you have been emotionally waiting for this moment. Your emotions are involved. And what they generally do, in my experience, is what's today, Tuesday? So if you talk to them today and want to have a conversation, for some reason, they're not going to be available to probably the following Tuesday. They're going to draw it out that long because they know we're emotional people, we're empaths. And so it's going to give us 1 week for our emotions to really, really, really draw up. And then by the time, perhaps usually in 1 week, you're at a point where you're not angry, and now you really want to have a conversation, and that conversation is going to allow him to draw you back in, because now your guards are coming down. First, you're really angry, right? And then you slowly be like, well, you calm down. So what they're doing is giving you an opportunity to calm down. So when you meet them in a week, when they probably won't show up anyway, but then they know you're going to call them and say what's going on, right? But then at that point, then they can pull you back in. So you absolutely do not want to see closure, because it is all a part of the manipulation game. When they roll out and discard you and put you on a shelf, their goal is to not give you closure at all. So what you need to do is close the door and say, hey, this was a lying, cheating, scandalous, demonic person, and I don't need to have a conversation with somebody who invalidated me, who devalued me, who lied, cheated, steal, and tried to destroy me. Why would you want to get closure for someone who's very toxic? The reality is, even if it's a week later, they haven't changed. So do you really think they're going to give you the right answer, the true answer? They haven't given you the true answer the whole entire relationship. The whole relationship was a fraud. It was a lie. So do you think that overnight they're going to start telling the truth? They're not going to. It's not in them to tell the truth. They just don't do it. They lie forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. That's what they do. They're delusional, and they live in a fake world. So the second thing you want to do is you do not want to, and this is so huge, guys, do not seek revenge, whatever you do. Because once again, you're going to be emotional. And when you get emotional, I'm going to do this, and this. And man, you got a whole setup of what you're going to do. Well, one is going to give the narcissist supply, because now they got your attention. Whether it's good or bad, like I said before, they have your attention, and you're going to be ready to do some stuff to this narcissist, and they are not, they don't even care, because what they've done has already smeared your name anyway to make it seem like you're crazy. So then they're going to remain nice and calm, right? They're going to bait you and they're going to remain nice and calm, and you're going to be really upset, and you're coming after them. And then they're going to say, see, look at how she's acting. I told you she was crazy. I told you, look at her. She's blowing my phone up. And they're not going to tell the person that they're the new supply that they just finished texting you. They're going to delete those texts, and then they're going to show the new supply. Look at her. She keep calling me, and she keep calling me, and the phone's ringing, and she's calling me, and I haven't talked to her in months and Sunday. Well, he actually did just talk to you, but he's not going to let her know that. And so while you're frantically responding to the crazy text that he sent, well, he's deleted those, and he's only showing her the crazy text that you sent. So it seems like you're stalking him, right? You could be saying, leave me alone. I don't want to be bothered. Don't call me. Don't bother me. But he's not going to show the new supply that, or his friends that. He's sitting there showing all the text messages. They don't know what happened previously. It's just like before. Do they lie all the time? Yeah, because they to become the victim, they have to show that you're crazy, right? The same thing he probably did to you, showed you what his exes did, but he's not showing you what he did to them for them to react. They never showed you what they do for the person to react. They only showed you the reaction of that person. They're good at that. They gaslight. That's in my videos. They do that. And so the person beside that he's sitting beside doesn't have anything to compare it with 9 times out of 10. So they believe that you're crazy. The crazy ex. Oh, she crazy. I heard she's crazy. And don't be surprised if down the line you run into that new supply and she's looking at you really weird. Well, yeah, because he's convinced her that you're absolutely nuts and that you're stalking him and that you want him and you won't leave him alone and that he left you when really you left him. But he has to seem like that person, right? He has to seem like he's marketable, right? So that's the second thing. 1 was don't seek closure. 2, do not seek revenge. And 3, and then I think I talked about it. It says 3, of course, was to establish no contacts. Change your numbers, your emails, send his email to spam, the spam box. I told you about talking to third parties to talk to him. Do not talk to him. If you have to exchange the children, set up something in terms of your with your lawyer to have a safe exchange for the children. It's a lot of things you have to do because there's a lot of people who've contacted me and said, Dr. Kelly, I am in a relationship of marriage and I have children, so there's no way I can do it. And it's absolutely ways you can do it. You said just haven't talked to the right people. You're probably talking to toxic people who've telling you toxic information. And so, as I've said before, this is my area of expertise. I spent many hours doing this. I am a narcissistic abuse recovery coach. If you have not done yet, I would absolutely love for you to hit the subscribe button so you can see the videos as they upload. I'm seeing that I'm getting hundreds of people, almost 1,000 people watching some of the videos. And so the information is getting out there, it's getting shared. Some people are commenting. I understand if you don't feel comfortable enough to comment as of yet, because I watched videos for years and I did not comment because I still felt like I wasn't safe. So you don't have to comment if you don't want to, but if you do feel like you're moved to comment, please do. I respond to all the comments below. And people are moved by the comments. Believe it or not, they come through and they read the comments to see if the video is something that they're interested in watching. And that's what I did. I repeat over and over again. I read the comments first to see if they were even close to talking about in the video what I needed to hear. And so some of the key words were there in the comment section that resonated. And from that, I went on to click on the video. And so I encourage you, if you would, once again, to come back and view the videos, comment, email me as you've done. You can reach me at www.onlinewithdrkellydiane. It's drkellydiane.com. And you can go to the About section or you can book a consultation. I do 15-minute free consultations to see if you're a good fit for me or if I'm a good fit for you or if I can send you to someone who is a good fit. Please do that. You can continue to email me as well. My email information is on there. My social media information is on there. I'm on Facebook. I am on, of course, YouTube. I am on Instagram, and I am on the webpage. So you can always reach out to me. Once again, I have been a abuse survivor, a narcissistic abuse survivor several times. And I am here to help you get through your journey of getting out of your abusive relationship or recovering from your abusive relationship. And so my motto is align with yourself, walk in awareness, and so you can ascend into your higher self. And once you ascend into your higher purpose, your higher self, you no longer will make the same decisions that you made prior to ascending to your higher self, and it will make you a more healthy individual. And so this channel is designed for you to become a more healthier individual, so that you don't make the same choices that you made before. It is not here to condemn you, to make you feel bad, to beat you up, but just to let you know there's another way to live, and that there is absolutely freedom on the other side of pain. So once again, thank you so much for joining me tonight for this very short video. If you watch this video later, leave your comment and I'll come back and I'll try to address it in the comment section. But once again, thank you again so much for joining me tonight for the second question and answer. And I enjoyed the questions. JC, thank you once again for your support and for coming out and answering the questions. And so I hope I've had the opportunity to address all the questions. If you have any other questions, you can put them down there. If not, thank you again for joining. And I hope those 3 pointers I left with you will help you, because once again, it is holiday season. It's Hoover season. Those 3 points I left with you will be effective in getting you through the holiday season. And the goal is to get you through, because remember, it is very hard to escape these relationships because of our emotions. It's very easy for us to go back sometimes. And what I don't want you to do is go backwards. I want you to move forward, evolve always. You deserve better for yourself. You deserve love. You deserve someone to love you in the way that you are, and someone to be real and authentic. Okay. And so that's our goal here on this channel. So good night, JC. Thank you so much. So once again, thank you so much for joining. I'm trying to, if I get more subscribers, if you haven't had a chance, please subscribe to the channel, because once you subscribe, I can also do more, have access to more features here on YouTube. So what I've been doing was posting my lives on Facebook, on my Facebook page, which is aligned with Dr. Kelly Diane, to let people know that I'm going live here. And so what I probably would do ultimately is stream it from Facebook and YouTube for those of you who are not on all the platforms, just to make you aware. Until I get enough subscribers, I not even put out there, I think that I'm going to go live. I haven't quite figured out how to do that. But thank you so much, you guys, for joining me. Please take the moment to like, share, and subscribe and comment. And if you hit the like button, what I've noticed is with the algorithms with YouTube, it will send it to other people. It will suggest the video to other people if you hit the like button. I see they're being viewed. Hit the like button for me, okay? Thank you so much, you guys. Go out there, have an amazing, amazing holiday. Stay safe. Live and walk in your higher self. Make the best decisions for yourself. Don't worry about what other people try to tell you. If it doesn't resonate with your soul, don't do it. It's not for you. So anyway, thank you so much for joining, and you guys have an absolutely amazing day. Have a good night.